Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got a little bit of a different video for you today. Not like a usual movie or TV review. I actually have a sort of movie review, but something else that I kind of want to talk about real quick. And that is a really cool experience that I had, where basically one of the people that I went to film school with made an indie feature over the last 4 years between the pandemic and all of these, other things going on. Finally finished it and got to screen it at the Senator Theater, which is one of the most famous, I think, most famous theaters in America. That theater was built in 1939, which is like the golden year of Hollywood, so it's like perfect. And it is my favorite theater of all time. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because I thought that that was really freaking cool. And I want to talk about the movie for a second. So it's called Starstruck. No, not you. The other one. This is directed by Brossoie and stars Maiden, Flynn, Ahlam, Khamis, and Jack Bell. And basically it's about an actress who at one point in her big, fame got stalked by somebody, and there was a really terrifying incident that happened there. She retreats to the woods into this cabin for years, and it seems that maybe that stalker has come back around again. So very cool idea, and I have to say this. This feels like a movie. Yes, thank you, Matt, for that very deep film analysis. Let me explain. When it comes to student films and then subsequently indie films by newer filmmakers, especially ones who are doing, a short or a feature for a first time, there's a lot of things that you come to expect, right? You're like, obviously, you're going to support these people no matter what. And you're going to be like, you put in so much effort and this was good and that was good, maybe work on this. But for the most part, you're expecting, like, there's going to be these issues, or they didn't do this, or they did too much of this, or it looks flat, or whatever it might be. You kind of expect, like, you're going to go into that even if there's certain parts that are really good, and it's like, I can definitely see the potential here, it doesn't always come together as a whole when you put it together, and edit the final product. And what I am so happy about with this movie is that it genuinely felt like a full, real movie. And that is also with me being personally tied to a lot of these people and knowing them and being like, okay, I'm seeing all these people that I know on screen. It always feels a little bit weird. Like, when we would do student films in college and then talk about them and watch them, it was like, yeah, this is really, really good, but I know these people. So it feels kind of like a weird barrier in my, getting lost in the movie. But genuinely, I did not really feel that. But aside from, that general love for, like, how it feels watching it, basically everything in this movie works. The cinematography was great. The sound design is great because there's little moments where even the tiniest little thing could mean something in terms of, like, a sound, like a glove moving or whatever it might be. The story was great, and the interactions and the dialogue between the characters, I mean, like, the acting overall was really good. And, there's really only, like, basically two main characters in this movie, most of which is the main character, played by Maiden, and I have, once again, I've had the pleasure of working with her on other films. She's a wonderful actress. I have never seen Flynn act in anything. Maybe one thing, I can't remember, but she was perfect in her role as well. Like, they both just did an amazing job, especially for basically having to carry this hour and 10-minute movie by themselves. I also appreciate, as you know, that I really do when it comes to screenplays, the fact that there's so many little moments that come back around full circle. That's something that a lot of indie films and student films don't really do. Like, sometimes they will, but not always. So it kind of feels like, a movie will just end, or it's like, oh, I thought it was building to this, and then it didn't. But there's a lot of things that come back around in the screenplay, like little moments of dialogue, little bits of action, whatever it might be. I realized that was really well done too. Like, I was genuinely just so surprised at how good the script was. But the thing that I probably really liked the most about this was its kind of inspiration from other horror movies that you can clearly be like, this was, from this, or this was from that. It definitely takes a lot of inspiration from Hush. Mike Flanagan. So that was pretty cool because Mike Flanagan went to Towson. We went to Towson. So it's pretty cool to, like, see that translate and that kind of legacy going on. But there is also a very, very direct homage to another horror sequel, which I won't tell you what it is, because I want you to, when you see it, be like, is this going to be it? And because there was something that was happening, and I was like, oh, I hope that they're doing what I think they're doing. And then it happened, and I was like, yes, that was perfectly done. For some people, some of it might get a little bit slow at times, but the thing is even in that respect, I'm like, it's not slow unintentionally. Like, this is sort of a slow burn at times because there's a lot of like quiet moments walking around the house. And for some people that might get, a little bit long, but the thing is I'm still like, that isn't unintentional. Like, they even did those moments with authority, with control of the script and of the movie and the pacing, which, by the way, editing, also incredible. There was so many moments in this movie where I was like, I genuinely don't know how to do that myself. And for my peers doing that is just really cool to see that it's just so seamlessly done. But yeah, so there might be some moments where like people might think it's gotten a little bit slower, but I think it's just because it's more of a slow burn for a little bit of this, maybe about 15 or 20 minutes of this, and then the action ramps up yet again. So I just wanted to talk about that movie a little bit because I really want you guys to go out and check this out. When it comes to streaming, when I find out when and where it will be, I will let you know. I'll put it in the description below. I still have to find that out from Kenny. I mean, he just premiered it in a bunch of festivals, and he premiered it here, at the Senator Theater, which again was just very cool. Like, such a cool experience being able to see that. And the last thing I want to say is, and I've said this before, but please go support indie filmmakers in whatever way you can, whether that's donating if you see like a fund and you're like, oh, I know this person, I want to donate to that, or hey, even if you don't know them, that's pretty cool. Or if it's even just offering whatever other resources you have, like if you have a space, like a location, and this person, that one I would say maybe if you know that person, bring them into your space. Whatever you can do, or even if it's just sharing, going out to see them, posting it on social media, whatever it is, because this is where the future of film is going to be, constantly, is the young people, That's how you're going to get movies that aren't just another Marvel movie. You're going to get new original stuff, and maybe the quality isn't always there, like 100%, but there's going to be stuff in there where you can go, I can absolutely see where your talent is, and you're going to be going, like, if you get more opportunities, and the way that they get more opportunities is by being seen. Plus, those movies are probably going to be more original than anything you've seen, or just about anything you've seen in mainstream, at least recently. Obviously you always have those weird ones, but the local indie stuff's always going to be more, I would say, passionate and heartfelt, and maybe a little bit weird, and that's good. So absolutely, please just go and support indie filmmakers. It's never the first thing that comes to people's mind, and it's never the most popular thing, because sometimes they make some weird stuff. But like, I swear to God, this is how we're gonna get new cool things. So, not your typical movie review, but it's just something I wanted to talk about and bring up because I want to share it. I want people to be able to see this and know that this exists. And then generally just to look up other stuff, by indie filmmakers as well. For this one, like I said, I'll definitely let you know when and where it will be so you can go watch it whenever it is out. But, congratulations to Kenny for getting through 4.5 years, basically, of doing this. I mean, that's just like some incredible, wild dedication for something like that. And to all of the cast and crew, I mean, I love them all dearly, and I'm just so proud of them, and it was just so cool to be able to have that experience, getting to see the people that I know getting into film and really doing it. They're really out here doing it. And now we're screening these things at the theater we grew up watching the revival classics on. That's just crazy. So definitely go out and watch Starstruck whenever you're able to, whenever it comes out. And as always, keep your hopes high, your stress low, and indie movies right in the middle. I'll see you guys later.